This time we're in conversation with Sir Ramesh Damani. Once again, thank you for joining us. Happy Diwali and a prosperous New Year.
Happy Diwali to both of you, and it's always a pleasure to be on your channel.
Right, sir.
I think I'll start with my questions.
Absolutely.
I just wanted to understand, correct me if I'm wrong, and I'm starting with this question because this is the biggest global event that we are coming closer to. I believe you belong to the camp that believe that Donald Trump would not really be will not emerge as a winner as far as the US presidential elections are concerned. Of late, the polls have only shown that the odds of him winning are increasing. So I just wanted to understand, if that were to happen, how would the Indian markets correct, and would that situation lead to you changing your preferred sectors in any ways?
It's a very long question, but let me get to it. Let's just wait for the opening bell to finish. It's a good question though. The race, America is known for its October surprises. A lot of bombs or grenades are thrown off in October, so you never know. We had it with Donald Trump's Access Hollywood tapes, and now with Hillary Clinton's email. So you're absolutely right. The race is tightening. The polls I read over this weekend is down to 2-3 points. Now, the way I think is, if Donald Trump pulls a Brexit type of victory and he does win, I still think it's very unlikely, but it's not a zero chance event. But if that happens, I think the markets are woefully underprepared for it. I would expect the Dow to be down 5%, Mexican market to be down 10%, and emerging markets to also widely sell off, because the markets are pricing in a Hillary Clinton victory, not a Donald Trump victory. Once the knee-jerk reaction is down, then we'll have to reevaluate our stance on which stocks to buy. Now, in terms of particular impact on India, Donald Trump has said 2 or 3 things which his supporters will want him to do after the election. The first, of course, is that he won't allow open immigration. So a lot of Indian tech support that going there might be hampered by new immigration laws in America. He's going to break down a lot of treaties like NAFTA, NATO, TPP, which promote free trade. In the last 50 years, all emerging markets have grown by exporting to America. I think that might be more constrained in the Donald Trump kind of world. So I think it would be broadly negative for equity markets, at least from the get-go. But on the other hand, he's a businessman and he's practical. So maybe if he's elected, he would not be as draconian as he was in order to get elected.
Right.
Okay.
But so, for our own markets, I know everyone's positive, and I know that you're positive on our markets too. What are the economic challenges that you foresee that we could see, which could play a havoc, or not necessarily havoc, but could be a problem?
There are 2 things that I'll point out. First of all, that India is in a sweet spot compared to other emerging markets. Our interest rates are going down, oil a big import component. You know all the regular reasons that analysts tout on yours and other channels, that India happens to be in a sweet spot. I think will continue. The bull market began in India 3 years ago. It's still continuing. When bull markets age and when they top out, give you certain indications. I don't think we're seeing any of that right now. So we're just getting vertigo from the heights which markets have risen. Stocks have doubled, quadrupled, someone says, oh, maybe it's over. But there's no technical evidence to suggest that the market is topping out. The fear to the market can come from black swan events, things that we cannot anticipate. Donald Trump's victory is getting priced in. But increasingly, I'm very worried about, the so-called cybersecurity threat that the globe is facing. I read a CIA report this weekend which suggested that there will be only 2 kinds of companies left in the world. Companies that have been hacked and companies that will be hacked. So that points to something that could be huge disruption. Electricity grids, Internet of Things grid, banking, entertainment industry, whatever. So I would be very careful of that kind of event, and also say those are the kind of stocks that we should be looking for in case your viewers want some Diwali ideas.
Yes.
Okay, we have more ideas that we're going to ask you for, but Mr. Damani, you've always said that you're very bullish on oil marketing companies and also real estate companies. One sector which has done well and one probably hasn't done well in the recent past. For somebody who wants to take a fresh position, do you think it is the correct time to enter real estate stocks given the oversupply situation and the leveraged balance sheets which we are still facing?
Well, you'll be surprised if you go back and study the indices. Real estate was among the top gainers in the
recent past
indexes this time. OMC has done very well. They're giving you bonuses plus they're giving you dividends. So both these sectors are surprisingly done, not surprisingly, but happily done very well in there. I remain bullish on them. The oil marketing company is the case for them in 2 sentences. They're cheap, they have good dividends payout, and they have pricing power for the first time in their lives. So they continue to do well. Real estate is a long call. I've often said that instead of trying to time the market, the time spent in the market is more important. So you have to believe that there's Indian population that's going to middle class, and the first big ticket aspirations will be for housing. So you want to buy the less leveraged companies with good brand names that have staying power through difficult times.
Yeah.
So I continue to remain bullish on both these sectors.
Well, Mr. Damani, we speak to a fairly young audience, and I know that you believe in having a circle of competence. Can you explain that concept to our audiences, and can you also tell us about how to, choose your stocks?
I'll tell you very simply by an anecdote. The 2 billionaires of the world, that's how they are. They all become friends, right? Billionaires, they become friends with people like us. They become friends with each other. Bill Gates, Warren Buffett, both certified billionaires became friends. They traveled to China together, been friends for 30 years.
Yeah.
One day Buffett was asked at a press conference. He said, you're such pals with Bill Gates of Microsoft. You travel to China with him. You meet each other for Thanksgiving and Christmas. How come you never bought Microsoft?
Yeah.
And Buffett's answer stunned me. He said, because it's outside my circle of competence. I understand candy business, I understand the credit card business. I don't understand technology. And that was the answer. So it's very important not only to know your circle of competence, but also to know its boundaries. And to give you an example of how people can use that, let's say you're an engineer.
Yeah.
You can look at engineering stocks. Let's say you're a banker, look at banking stocks. So rather than try and follow 6,000 stocks that trade every day on the Wall Street, try and follow the 50 or 100 in which you have some hedging.
Yeah.
That is what the circle of competence is.
Right.
So any stocks or themes that you want to recommend to our viewers for the new Samvat?
I already hinted at
Real
in my
estate,
previous answer that, and I'll put it in another way so that your viewers will understand it. Bank of America chairman, I was asked recently, was asked what his budget for cybersecurity was. And his
Right.
answer, you think 10 million, 20 million, billion? No. He said unlimited. There's a huge threat that's like a freight train coming towards us, and we need to be very cognizant of that danger.
Right.
So there'll be a lot of expenditure going on in that sector. So as a sunrise sector, I would suggest cybersecurity.
Okay.
Well, Mr. Damani, thank you for joining us once again. We want to wish you again a happy Diwali and a prosperous New Year, and I hope we can be in conversation with you again very soon.
Thank you both, and have a great year, both of you and your viewers.
Thank you so much, Mr. Damani. Thank you so much.